politicians use the term national security to justify spying on the entire world, invading countries, stealing resources, you name it. And now a court just used national security to justify the FBI's practice of torturing Americans when they're traveling abroad. The U.S. District Court of the District of Columbia just dismissed a case brought by the ACLU on behalf of U.S. citizen Amir Meshal. In 2006, he was in Somalia when fighting broke out. He fled to Kenya, where he was trying to find a way back to the U.S. when Kenyan soldiers picked him up, tossed him in a filthy cell, and called in U.S. officials to decide what to do with him. The FBI showed up and started questioning him. They accused him of being trained by Al-Qaeda, which Mr. Meshal denied. So the FBI started threatening him. They told him they were going to hand him over to the Kenyans forever. They told him they were going to transfer him to Israel, where he'd be made to disappear. They threatened his family. They repeatedly threatened him with execution and torture and all kinds of bad stuff to get him to confess. When a Kenyan human rights group filed a petition on his behalf, the FBI secretly flew Mr. Meshal back to Somalia and then over to Ethiopia. In total, he was detained for over 4 months by the FBI, interrogated over 30 times, and he lost 80 pounds. He was finally returned home where no charges were ever filed against him. He was just let go with no explanation or apology. So the ACLU brought the case to court to try to get some protections in place for Americans against their own government when they travel abroad. Because apparently there's a need for that. In the past, other Americans have similar stories about being tortured by the FBI off American soil and brought cases to court that were also dismissed. And that's exactly what's happening in Mr. Meshal's case. Right now, it was just dismissed. And guess what the court used as grounds for dismissal? Yep, they said the U.S. government had a right to detain and torture an American citizen abroad because of national security. The court also said that while they found Mr. Meshal's case disturbing, they think it's really up to the legislative branch to figure it all out. It is such a joke. Our government treats us like a bunch of 3-year-olds whom they can keep in line by scaring us with their terrorism boogeyman and their played-out phrase, national security. But the very unfunny part of this joke is that now they've got the courts on their side. Tonight, let's talk about that by following me on Twitter @TheResident.